Now, if you're into container gardening, maybe a pot about this size. This, it looks like an alien pod. Green alien pod. Let's see. Adenia globosa. Guten gardening, everybody. We're at the Palmengarten, the Arboretum here in Frankfurt, Germany. And I'm going to give you all a little tour. Wow. What an entrance to an absolutely beautiful garden. Here, honestly, you wouldn't know you're really near downtown Frankfurt. One of the things we've talked a lot about is just how unlike the city is here in Germany compared to a lot of the other bigger cities in the US, just with the amount of greenery. And again, we're at the Arboretum here, or we're calling it an Arboretum, and we came a little later in the evening. Look at the beautiful flowers here. All these amazing roses. We came a little later in the evening, and so we got in for a discounted price, only $5 for the adults, and the children were free. It's about $9 per person otherwise, and I think $9 well spent seeing a space that just, I mean, realistically, is cathartic. It's relaxing. If I'm being honest, it's a little bit hard to even figure out where I want to start walking around, but I think I'm going to start at the greenhouses because they close first. Lots of places to sit and relax and enjoy the view. Hey, what do I see right over there? Those are garlic chives, and I know you're not going to believe it, but the pollinators love the garlic chives here. Look at all those beautiful bees. Love the garlic chives here just as much as they do at our house. Oh, these bees hard at work. We can appreciate that. Well, they were nice enough to make the sign in German and in English for us, so that's helpful. All right, let's pretend like you don't speak German at all. Try saying this word right here. Go for it. How would you pronounce that? Unbelievable. I'm going to do my best not to make this feel rushed. I mean, I know you're not here in person and that you're living this garden experience through me, but I wish you could understand the calming effect, the smells, the breeze, the beautiful scenery, all the senses in here. Let's take this little path. I keep saying I'm going to get to the greenhouses. I'm going to, but there's this beautiful little fountain over here. Just outstanding. Boy, I think if I lived in Frankfurt, it would be hard pressed for me not to spend a lot of days enjoying myself here. And actually the street along the way here was not very busy at all. It wasn't hard to find parking, which I was surprised by. And since it was so late in the evening, we had free parking. So that was pretty great. Free parking at a place like this. I was talking to somebody earlier today about the different native species here in Germany, and some of these I think are native. A lot of these were started in Netherlands, but what do I see here? Can you tell what this is? This is some kind of cabbage, I guess. All right, let's see what's inside here. This is my first time here, so part of the beauty of touring a place like this is getting to experience it for the first time, not really knowing what you're gonna see. Some floral prints here, some of the native bugs. Some of these look pretty familiar. That is a massive grasshopper. You know what? Exhibits like this, seeing the different, there's a mantis, seeing the different life, bug life, even insects from other countries. A lot of similarities. This is like some kind of plant art exhibit. Hey, cocoons, different leaves. So again, this seems to be something along the lines of some sort of art gallery, and the different artists, from what I'm seeing right here, the different artists' work being displayed. Oh, let's go over and see what this is. This looks crazy. All right, look, I know I'm not showing you plants right now. But this is fascinating. These look like they're made out of metal. Some metallic insects in here. So this area apparently is dedicated to various insects and art dedicated to insects. So it looks like a greenhouse. What I thought was a greenhouse here is actually an art gallery of sorts. Whoa. Boy, I tell you what, let me put my hand up here so you can see size. If these were actually that big in real life, I don't know if I'd be a big a fan. Oh my. All right, let's get back out to the garden space. I can feel the cool breeze blowing in from this side, taking me right back out. Looks like a lot of tropical style plants in here as well. Tropical style trees that they have growing in here are fruit trees of some type, I believe. And then some palm looking trees over here. I'm not an expert in any way on tree types, although I did do the forestry competition when I was a kid in high school. There's a conference room over here. There was a sign for a really big pond over here, or the main big pond. So we're gonna go find that now. Well, we found the big pond here, and you can rent boats. As you can see on this side, you can rent boats, paddle boats. There's some swans in here. Beautiful swan and place to relax. Again, you have a stressful day, and I don't really know what a stressful day in Frankfurt looks like, but if you have a stressful day, this is a spot where you could come and unwind. How many of you have visited Germany, been to Frankfurt before? If you have, let us know in the comments. Let us know if you came to this specific space. And if you've been to Germany or you've been to Frankfurt, let us know where your favorite destination spot was. We've got a couple of shorts, YouTube shorts out there that will show you as well, show you some of the stuff that we did here in Germany. A bathroom free of charge. Not so many of those in Germany. That's one thing you'll notice if you come here. You need to use the bathroom, you're probably going to have to pay for it. A few nice sculptures here and there throughout the garden space as well. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be, but it reminds me of a blinding ladybug. Now, I have been working to try to learn some German. Let's see how I do. Bitte auf den Wegen bleiben. I don't know. Please keep to the path. I see what it means. I don't know how well I pronounced it. Bitte auf den Wegen bleiben. Let me know. Let me know in the comments if you speak German. How did I do? Here's a map of the entire place. The Palmengarten Frankfurt. So much to do here. Lots of great, oh, there's a waterfall over there I didn't see yet. Lots of great options here to enjoy. You know, it's interesting to see which flowers the pollinators seem more attracted to, even if I don't know the names of the flowers over here, just to see ones that are more bee heavy, pollinator heavy. And it makes me wonder in part what percentage of people's gardens here are pollinator attractor flowers versus fruits and vegetables. From what I've seen, a lot of the gardens in the city anyway seem to be to lean more heavily toward flowers than actual produce. All right, a couple more gardens down this way, and apparently they even have mini golf. Okay, one thing I see over here is another relaxing fountain. We've seen some pretty cool fountains, lots of statues with fountains so far while we've been here. Oh yeah, we've got our tropical garden in here. This is going to be super cool. Now, if you're into container gardening, maybe a pot about this size would be perfect for you. Look at the kale. Beautiful purple kale. I thought at first I was coming up on some sweet potatoes. I'm not actually sure what this is, but I love that. Kale right in the middle of everything else. Some edible, that's the first edible plant, well, that I know of, that I've seen since I got here. Yeah, we're gonna go enjoy this tropicarium. Oh, this is beautiful. Also quite prickly looking. Cactus, a variety of cactus. A little bee hanging out right there. Oh, all of this looks very painful. Don't touch anything in here. I guess that's all they have to do is put a bunch of cactus in here. I know when we've gone to San Diego in the past, we've seen a lot more, and sometimes they're pretty pretty prickly, the little fine hairs. Dornwalder. Halbwüsten? Dornwalder Halbwüsten. Halbwüsten. Wow. Okay, we're gonna go this way first because this way has more cactus and they are massive. We got the same thing in our house, about 50 times smaller. So this area is dedicated solely to the cactus plants. And I think one of the experiences I remember when we were in San Diego last, one of my daughters, the older daughter, got somehow sat near a plant of, I don't even really know what happened, but the cactus had these tiny little hairs, and she didn't even touch the plant, but I guess where she was sitting, it got all over. And that was so uncomfortable, so painful for her. Look, oh, look at the flowers. You see all the flowers that are about to pop open? They're gonna pop open on this cactus. That cactus is reaching the ceiling. That's gotta be a good 30, 35 feet tall. Now, I don't know much about cactus either. Again, it's not something that we grow other than a few indoor plants, but I know that in some cases it's edible. Like, I'm pretty sure this type of cactus over here is the type that we've seen in the grocery stores that people consume. I'd like to know a little bit more about cactus, or cacti. So could you tell me in the comments what you know, if there's something interesting, some interesting fact about them, some way that you eat them or grow them that's interesting to you. Maybe you're from a different grow zone than we are and you have some more experience with that. You know, cactus, succulents, things like that that we typically can't grow. Look at this aloe plant. We can only grow indoors and we can't really leave outside. It means that we're probably not going to be experts on it. And I know that there's some benefits. Look at this. This is amazing. I know that there are probably some benefits to some of these plants that I know nothing about. So that's where hearing from you, listening to your comments really makes a difference. I'll tell you something. It's definitely warm, much warmer in here than it is in the other area. Ausgang, all right? But we're not going to Ausgang. That's not happening yet. We're going to Savanna und Trockenwalder. Oh, the Savanna. Oh, this feels so different. There's air flowing in here. It's a relief after coming out of the desert there with all the cacti. Ooh. What? Okay, I thought those were coconuts, but it's not, because the tree didn't even look right. It's called a calabash tree. See, the calabash tree flowers directly from the trunk or on thick branches. During the night, they produce a musty smell that attracts bats. The fruits grow up to 40 centimeters in size, but it doesn't say if the fruits are edible. Well, if the inside of that fruit is anything like the rest of it, it looks a bit like a coconut inside. I can smell that musty smell. I wish you were here with me. It actually smells good. But I don't know if I'm gonna have to research whether or not that's an edible fruit, because it doesn't actually say on the sign if it's edible. Maybe to keep people from trying it out. I don't know. This tree is from Brazil, Peru, and Paraguay. The chiba tree. It's got these thorns or horn-looking things on the side of it the whole way. Well, not even the whole way up, mostly toward the bottom. Probably as a defense mechanism, that'd be my guess, against some of the predators or other things that might want to climb it. That's super cool. Some of these trees I'm sure I've seen in the past and probably don't remember. Again, when you're around a lot of things that are unfamiliar or you're unfamiliar with, you're not necessarily going to remember every little detail, but it's still fun to see. It looks like some folks have tried to turn this into a wishing well. You see the coins down in there? The euro. The Germans call the euros euro. That's how you pronounce it. So some euros down in there. I was hoping to see some fish. I don't see any fish down in there though. I knew I saw this in the distance, the baobab tree. I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly, but it's the one that has that really thick trunk at the bottom. This is out of Madagascar. This is out of Namibia. It's a pretty big tree, and I believe they get pretty old as well. One thing I've heard about that type of tree. Oh, this is awesome. What am I seeing? This is one of those walking trees out of Madagascar. Pandanus myriocarpus. Pandanacea Madagascar. Those have to be the strangest roots I've ever seen on a tree. And the top looks really cool too. So it looks like everything growing in here is from east of Madagascar in this central plateau. A lot of smaller trees, shrubs in here. Places where they're starting. Oh, look at this. In the back here, you can see potted aloe and other plants that they're probably keeping out here for the time being. I see a lot of cacti over here as well. So this is probably the prep zone, which is why we're not allowed to go back there. What is this? It looks like this part of the thorny, viney plant has died back. But look at the base of it. It looks like an alien pod. Green alien pod. Let's see. Adenia globosa. Adenia globosa or Euphorbia heteropodum. I'm not sure which one it is. I'm going to look that up too. What in the world? Okay, this is the strangest looking plant I think I've seen, but there's another one back here too. It's the same thing. It's got that base. This is Adenia. So this was the Adenia globosa, and this is another Adenia with that same strange shape at the bottom. A lot of these plants have a really strange looking base compared to what the plants that we're familiar with in Zone 5, Wisconsin. I'm sure there's a whole lot more that we can see, but we've got plenty to do and we need to go get some dinner. So I'm going to leave you with a view of a beautiful fountain. The first big garden since we got here in Germany, the first garden that we've been able to walk around. And yes, it's not fruits and vegetables, but the flowers here are outstanding. And this is a phenomenal start to our trip. And we've got a whole bunch more gardens to see while we're here. Well, we hope you enjoyed today's video. If you enjoyed our little garden tour, don't forget to give us a like, leave us a comment, remember to share and subscribe, and most importantly, remember, when you're with us, you are good to grow.